Hi everyone, I'm Mrs. D. Priyadarshini, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science with Cybersecurity. Today we are going to discuss about types of firewall. There are common 7 types of firewalls exist. The first one is software firewall, second one is hardware firewall, third one is packet filtering router, fourth one is proxy server, fifth one is hybrid, sixth one is application level gateway, seventh one is circuit level gateways. Why we need of a firewall and why we have to implement the firewall in the system? To prevent our own data, that is personalized data, from the unauthorized access, we need of an firewall. The firewall can be incorporated either in server or network or in our personal system with the common types of firewalls. We are going to discuss one by one. The first one is software firewall. It is designed to run on a single computer, so it is called as a personal firewall. It prevents unauthorized access to computer over a network connection by identifying ports. It can detect suspicious activity from outside world. Example, Norton 36 black ice are the examples for the personal firewalls. The advantages of using these personal firewalls are easy to configure, restrict specific application from internet. The disadvantage is if firewall underlying operating system is compromised, then firewall can be compromised. That is, the transmission between the system and the network is going to be compromised and the authorized data or the private data can be accessed by the unauthorized person. Then second one is rely on user decision. It will wait for the personal computer access decision to compromise the firewall. Second one is hardware firewall. It has some software component and run either on a network device or a server. Other software should not run on these machines, so they are difficult to compromise and tend to be extremely secure. Example for this such kind of a firewall is a checkpoint or sonic wall. The main advantage of hardware firewalls are high speed, more secure, no interferences. The disadvantage is complex to configure the system. And the third one is packet filtering router. It applies a set of rules to each incoming IP packet and then forward to discard the packets. Filtration rules are based on information of a network packets because each and every data was splitted into packets in case of transferring with the networks. Packet filtering mechanism work in the network layer of the ISO-OSI reference model. Packet filtering can also be done at the router level, providing an additional layer of a security. The packet filtering works in the third layer called a network layer, and also it is applicable for the transport layer too. A packet filtering firewall is often called a network layer firewall because the filtering is primarily done at the network layer, the third layer in the ISO-OSI reference model, or at the transport layer at the fourth level or fourth layer of the ISO model. The source IP address of the system who generates the IP packet was found out by the firewall. The second one is designated IP address. The IP address of the system where IP packets is trying to reach. Source and destination transport level address was acknowledged by the transport level port numbers of TCP and UDP, that is transfer control protocol and user datagram protocol. The IP protocol files tells the transport protocol where the address is available, whether that address is authorized one. The next one is interface. It is a 4 router who uses 3 or more ports which is connected towards the personal and the network system. The next type is a proxy server. A firewall proxy server is an application which acts as a mediator to end system, that is from the receiver and the sender end. A proxy server will receive a request from the inside client, then the firewall will send this request to the remote server outside the firewall on behalf if inside client. Then the response from the server is read and sent back to the client. Such kind of a getting acknowledgement from the receiver, right, from the client and from the server is known as a handshaking method. Then next one is hybrid. When there is a combination of one or more of firewall programs, then it is called a hybrid firewall. That is combination of either hardware and software, or software with a router, or software with a proxy. Such kind of combination of any two types of a firewall or more than one type of a firewall is known as a hybrid. It provides more security when compared with all the firewall system. In this, some host resides inside the firewall and some resides outside the firewall. These are all used by the government agencies and large corporates because it is most effective types of a firewall and also too expensive. The next one is application level gateway. The application level firewall work at the application layer of the OSI ISO reference model. The application level firewall decides whether to drop a packet or to send them through based on the application information that is available in the packet. The packet was split into three categories or three modules. One consists of the data, second one consists of where the IP address it has to be transmitted, and the third one is the number of data it consists of. They do this by setting up various proxies on a single firewall for different applications. Both the client and the server connect to this proxies instead of connecting directly to each other. Usually, the sender and receiver will find a path between, or it establishes a connection between the sender and the receiver. But in case of application level gateway, the proxies is going to be the intermediator for the sender and the receiver. The fifth one is application level firewall can look into individual sessions and decide to drop a packet based on information in the application protocol headers or in the application payload. That is, whenever the transmitter is sending a packet to the receiver will receive the packet as such. But the receiver doesn't know what kind of the packet it was. So we provide a gateway in between. It acts as interface between the sender and the receiver. When this gateway acknowledges the packets to transmit, then only the receiver will receive. The application gateway process will act like this. This was just a picture of how it works. The external network will send or receive the data from the personal, that is internal networks or internal personal computer. The application layer or the last layer, that is the physical establishing connection layer between the external or internal networks. While transferring the data from the external network to the internal network or from the internal network to the external network, the application layer acts as an intermediator or the gateway for transmitting the unauthorized data. The next one is circuit level gateway. The circuit level gateway firewall work at the session layer of the OSI ISO reference model. It doesn't allow end-to-end TCP connection. That is, transmission control protocol connection will not be ended with the end-to-end encryption. In this, two connections are established, one between itself and a TCP user on in the inner host, one between itself and a TCP user outside the host. So the inside and outside TCP connection was established by the circuit level gateway. This technique is also known as network address translation. In NAT, addressing originating from the different client of the network are all mapped to the public IP address available through the ISP, that is Internet Service Provider, and then to the outside the world, that is an Internet. This was a pictorial representation of how circuit level gateway works. That is, outer connection and inner connection was established in between the internet connection between the network and the personal PC. The circuit level gateway has a firewall system in both the sides, that is inner host and the outer connection, that is outer host. So this connection is more secure when compared with all kind of firewall which is used. When compared with the hybrid, the circuit level gateway is having a least priority. Even then, the circuit level gateway has a two-way connection for the internal PC and for the external world. I hope you have understood what are all the types of firewall exist and how it was used in the internet and to secure the authorized data from our personal computer. We'll discuss some other topic in the next slide. Until take care and thank you.